Here with women's basketball head coach John Haskins previewing Saturday's Valentine's Day matchup against Armstrong State here in the English JonesCenter. 1:30 doubleheader. Coach, let's talk about your team right now. Obviously, you're getting some pretty good defensive efforts. Talk about what, being in a dead heat in a race for the PBC tournament, what are some of the things that you want your team to focus on down the stretch?
Well, I just told our girls it's a great opportunity for us. We've got 4 games left. We're right there where we kind of, control our destiny. We've just got to be successful and got to come out on top in a few games. And they're working hard. I think their attitudes are good. So hopefully that'll carry over to the games, and we'll play well these last 4 games.
A pretty good Armstrong team coming in here on Saturday. What do you know about them? What's the key to stopping them?
Well, they're a good team in score, number one. They've got 3 kids averaging over 15 points a game with Barta, who's probably the best low post player in the league. So she's hard to deal with. And then they got Haywood and Harris on the wings, who can both shoot the 3 and drive it. So, you got to extend your defense a little bit, and that opens up the inside game. So it's got to pick your poison with them. And we're going to have to play well defensively, but I think even more importantly probably is we're going to have to play well offensively. You're going to only hold them so low because they've got a good offensive team, and we're going to have to score on a consistent basis.
Here with men's basketball head coach Ben Miller previewing Valentine's Day matchup on Saturday against Armstrong State right here in the English Jones-Center. 3:30 tip-off for the men, women tip-off at 1:30. Coach, let's talk about your team right now. Seemed to shoot the ball pretty well in the second half against Lander on Wednesday night. What are your concerns with your team down the stretch, and what have you been focusing in on practice?
Sure. Well, I think like every team this time of year, practices aren't really long. We got to try to stay healthy, keep guys fresh, but continuing to improve. Defense was the biggest thing in the second half against Lander. That helped our shooting percentage because we got some offense from our defense and got some transition baskets, and those are usually fairly high percentage shots. So if we continue there, our rebounding was strong. And I think when you're in conference this time of year, everybody knows what you're going to run, so execution is much more difficult. So guys got to be, really focused on making hard cuts, setting good screens, seeing all the options on sets or even with some of our motion stuff, because defense, throughout the conference is going to be very strong this time of year.
Let's talk about a pretty decent Armstrong team coming in here. May not show it in the wins and losses. That they come in 7th in the East, but you go by your old safety adage. There's no easy games in the Peach Belt Conference. Armstrong rebounds the ball well. They put up a lot of shots a game. What's the scouting report on them? What's the key to stopping them?
Well, they play extremely hard. They're very big and athletic across the board. Their smallest starter is 6'4", so they are. They got size and athleticism and strength at every position. They got a couple really good shooters and scorers, so they're really dangerous, I think, from every position. And they do some different things defensively. But you mentioned rebounding. They're one of the best rebounding teams in the league, and so we'll have another huge challenge there as well.